Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the PreSnap PreGame brought to you by PreSnap Picks, available now in the App Store. Hey, if you're here, you're early. It's your host for this afternoon, Pison_4. Follow me for more. Like I said, this is the PreSnap Preview PreGame brought to you by the PreSnap.app. If you're here, please like, repost the live streams. If you're here up on YouTube, Kick, or X, we appreciate it. Doing a little bit different setup here today after a great Tully cast. We're going to get into the picks because we are running a little bit behind schedule. We're just going to dive right into the picks. We are giving a full NFL slate of all the remaining games, score projections, bands, totals, spreads, money line. We're going to go through it all live on the app. And for the 12 people in here, thank you very much for taking the time out of your Sunday afternoon right before 1 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be a great day in the NFL. I don't know how we're sounding. Different setup here. Like I said, running a little bit behind schedule. Let's get into it right here, right now. Fantastic. So, as you can see, the point of this stream is to go over the picks that the application has. And again, it is available now for free in the App Store right here, available for the last couple weeks. We'll go through some of the historical performances. I believe right now, after a shaky week 3, we are still sitting at 71% accuracy at picking money line winners. Now, this app, before I get into it, I want to do a legal disclaimer. You must bet responsibly, no matter what, if you are going to bet. We see this as a research tool. This is an app to help you with fantasy football, showing off your picking prowess. And of course, knowing some statistics moving into the game and the games on a week-to-week basis. There is a premium version, and you are gaining access when you get the premium version for all these analytics on a weekly basis as early as possible. We have the PreSnap app has had a incredible Thursday night football performance. The last 3 Thursday night footballs, there has been, with the bands that they have, amazing accuracy. We'll go through it and we're going to show you exactly how to use this app, step-by-step process. If you're here, you can follow along. If you download the app right now, like I said, it's free and there is a pro version available. So we have, and we'll go through what they had for Thursday night. So the game research had the Seahawks winning 21-19 to the Cardinals, and the final score was 23-20. Pretty close on Thursday night. The Seahawks had a, let's see that, 56.5% probability of winning with a projected over-under of 40.5. We see the bands that they had for the high confidence and the medium confidence that you could be looking at. I know that DraftKings has an ability for you to place wagers on a confidence interval, like per se, on your ability to predict how many points each of the teams are going to be letting up and scoring. So let's not waste time because you guys only have 47 minutes until kickoff. Let's get through what the picks are. Now, I don't have the live, and because we're on YouTube, we're not going to be showing any copyrighted information. Not that we would. Right now, the projected score for this game that's going on right here, and I'm going to check it on my phone. Shout out. Thank you. All right. Right now, a live score of 24-14 Steelers. And we have 5.5 minutes, just under 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter for that game. The app had 22-22 with the Vikings of 52.1% probability of winning. Right now, the Steelers have the ball on the Minnesota 41. We will see how that game pans out, fairly close to where the app had it. But let's get to what's important. Now, this is the this is the projected score for the Commanders-Falcons game. Now, Jaden Daniels is out. However, Marcus Mariota last season beat the Atlanta Falcons. And after putting up 0 points to the Carolina Panthers, I believe, last week, there is still a possibility that the Commanders pull this out. However, you always need to know when a key player is out of the game. Moving on. So we'll select that right there. And I'm going to show you a pretty cool application purpose for this. And like I said, not just for betting, this is for fantasy too. You can pick all of the teams that you believe are going to win, and you can send it. You can actually text it out by the share button, and it will send out a nice little graphic. So let's move on. Now, the Bills are going to win this game. We have that selected already. All right. Another no-brainer a little bit, because I believe the odds of the... So let's go back to this game, actually, because we want to make this a little bit of picking, but we also want to talk about the projections. What you might want to do is tease the line here, and we can bring up the line. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, cool. Now let's bring this up here. All right. Now we have the lines up. We don't want Super Bowl matchups here. We want the games, and we will show right here Buffalo Bills at minus 1,600. That's a no-brainer. Similarly, the Detroit Lions at minus 590. Now let's go back to the game that we were just talking about. Washington Commanders at plus 134 with Jaden Daniels out, and I believe Marcus Mariota stepping in as QB for today. They are being given 2.5 points. You might want to tease the line and take the spread instead of going for an outright money line bet right there. If you are going to gamble, like I said, again, bet responsibly. Moving on to some of the game research here, so we can show you some more of the features of this app. Now, the top bet, according to the game research, is to bet the over 43.5%. Projection favors the Commanders, but with key starters out and a win probability below 60%, this is a low confidence pick. Commanders plus 2.5 is what you should be going. The key insight is that this matchup is defined, like we said, with not only Terry McLaurin out, but Jaden Daniels. An estimated score outside, like I said, of 28-25, probably going to be a little different with key starters out, like we went over. They do have some great talent nonetheless. And Marcus Mariota put up 41 points last week. All of this information you can find in the app, and you're able to get this immediately as soon as it's refreshed every week. Available in the App Store for free. This is the PreSnap app, PreSnap Picks in the Apple Store. Moving on, we have, like I said, we can go through the game research here just because we want to show what the purpose of this application is, which is game research and statistics. Now, a caveat here is that the forecasting algorithms have not been applied and will be applied, I believe, in week 5, which is going to up the accuracy of this application and increase the value of it, in my opinion. Now, moving on, Saints Bills. The winner spread money line is Bills, but with minus 1,600, the live odds, it's not worth betting. Now, like we said in the NFL, what's up? Hey, Dan Sullivan, what is good? We are back, baby. We absolutely are. You know that this has been a long time coming. How you doing? Great to see you. A great day to have a great day. That's a clip right there. We are going right now live through the Saints and Bills game. I'm getting riled up when I have an audience here. Get us up in the algorithm right now. Back to it. If I'm blowing your eardrums out, I apologize. With a projected total of 50 points, the market right now, let's look at the live line for that. 48.5 still. So it might be worth betting the over. Let's see what the app has to say. Injury report, Matt Milano and Ed Oliver are going to be out, which are significant to the defense. However, the Bills are the Bills, and Josh Allen gets it done on a consistent basis. Let's see. Classic mismatch according to the app. So the app has a 10-point win, which right now would mean that the Saints would cover. Proceed with caution anytime there is a double-digit spread in the NFL. This is not college ball. Back to the rest of the picks, because we have just over 30 minutes before 1 p.m. kickoff, and I'm trying to get you all the picks right here, right now. Now, Titans, Texans. The application and the game research points at teasing the line down from -7, and right now, the line is -7.5, teasing that down. The app believes that this is going to be a little bit tighter than the projected spread right now, with the Tennessee Titans scoring 16 points and the Texans pulling out 22 points with a Texans win today. Analysis, the clear and decisive favorite in this AFC South showdown gives Houston a commanding 79% win probability today. +7 for the Titans might be a play if you like your odds there. There is no statistical, let's see. Like we said, 78.6% chance of winning today against the Tennessee Titans. And after week 5, all of this data is going to go into, that has built this app, is going to go into forecasting algorithms. It's going to improve the model and the accuracy of this picking. Now, little background, this model and these forecasting algorithms have been used in this capacity for much longer than sports betting has been not frowned upon. Let's get to the picks. Panthers, Patriots. Carolina Panthers at the Patriots. We got the Carolina Panthers slightly projected to win against the Patriots. Now, Christian Gonzalez is, unless I'm completely messing up and I'm blanking on the name. Key cornerback is playing today, I believe. So that is going to keep it close. Like we said, under 60% is a tight game. So if it's going to be projected a tight game and you're wagering, then bet that it's going to be a tight game. Might be worth at plus, even though the Patriots are favored, the Panthers are projected to win today in Foxborough. Panthers 5.5. And for those with higher risk tolerances, instead of just taking plus 5.5, you can even go for the Panthers money line. The model projects over 47.3, and right now it's 43. So that would be an over right now. Moving on, Chargers going to be taking care of the Giants, and Jackson Dart's first start in the NFL. We'll see what the guy pulls out today. And just to reiterate, the model has this as a very close game. So the likelihood that the Panthers do win is much, much lower. I wouldn't say that they're going to win today. I would say that they're going to cover. Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Despite the fact that Baker Mayfield is a very talented quarterback and he gets the job done in clutch situations, the Eagles have a 75.6% probability of winning today, according to PreSnap. With bands of bands of the total over under 44.5 to 56.9. And if you're familiar with the DraftKings bands like we were discussing earlier, and I have a live update as we are improving and going through the picks. The over-under for the Minnesota Steelers game just hit the over, which is what the app had. We'll go through and take a look. Best bet, over 40.5. Live update right there. Proof is in the pudding. Moving on. Right now, Minnesota 21, the Steelers 24. We'll see how this shakes up. The best bet, according to the game research, was the over 40.5. Moving on, like we have the Texans, we have the Lions, we have the Panthers, we have the Chargers and the Eagles, despite Baker Mayfield. We'll see what happens there. Interesting game here. According to the game research, the primary bet is taking Colts plus 3.5. The over 49.5, and right now it is still 49.5. If you are looking for a teaser, Colts up to plus 9.5, according to PreSnap. Now, Daniel Indiana Jones has been quite impressive. If they can pull off a victory, which I don't think they will, but I think covering... Right now it's at 3.5. You have to tease that. You are not going to be able to. I would not advise taking outright plus 3.5. I would tease it. And the game research says, yeah, I would soften that and tease to maybe plus 5.5. That would be a little bit safer. I know that the odds and the payout will decrease, unfortunately. Moving on, because we have just less than 30 minutes until kickoff at 1 p.m., and I'm trying to get through the entire slate for you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the best bet in the primary would be money the model gives with Bosa out. This is a interesting prediction for the application because the live odds have the 49ers at minus 3.5 and minus 176 for a money line odds. The model has Jacksonville putting up a performance. Now, what would be safer would be taking Jacksonville points, teasing that, so that it is greater than plus 3.5. So I would take much, but you'll never know. We'll see what happens. Nick Bosa out. Did I say Joey Bosa? Nick Bosa's out. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting confirmation to tease Jacksonville. That is the pick that's the primary pick. But the app has Jacksonville putting up a good performance. Ravens, Chiefs. This is going to be a barn burner. 29-25 with the Ravens taking it to the Chiefs down at Arrowhead. I believe this is going to be, like I said, a high scoring game. Game research would say taking the Baltimore Ravens spread right now, the live spread minus 9.5 would not take that. And for the 18 people taking a look at what we're doing here, big game alert. That's right. That is right, Sully. Big game alert. Minus 9. No, that's next week. Excuse me. I scrolled way too past. Yep, minus 2.5 right now. Is where the spread is. The application says that you are going to want to take Ravens spread. We'll see if they pull it out. The app says that they will be beating Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. We will see later today. Sorry for the lull, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, another close game. Bears, Raiders. We'll see where this goes. The game research says betting the under for an underwhelming performance from both offenses. We'll see. Fantastic. Don't expect a shootout. Like we said, with a projected 22-22, it looks like, and let's take a look right here. With 47, yeah, that would be the under currently right now. Moving on to the Packers and the Cowboys. 25-19, the application has the Packers taking it. You can play it safe with -3. And for the 20 people taking a listen, thank you very much. We're trying to get you the live picks right here, all free NFL, the whole slate that we got for the rest of the week. For this week, the over just hit, which is what the application had in the Minnesota Steelers game over in Dublin. Green Bay enters this matchup with a 76% chance of winning. Betting the under may be in the cards with a projected, let's see, the current line right now is 46.5, which would model of 44.2. Is that correct? Let's make sure here. Yeah, with 44, that is a... With 44, that is an under. We'll see if Micah Parsons can lock down his former team or if Dak Prescott and the offense is able to put up some serious points to the Packers, which the Packers are looking good this season so far. Moving on to the bands and the probability right here so you can take a look. Head-to-head matchup, the Packers have taken the last two in 2022 and 2023. Moving on, we have an AFC East showdown. Dolphins hosting the New York Jets. And this is going to be a close one according to the app. The Dolphins with a slight edge. I would be taking the Jets +2.5. Oh, worth mentioning, CeeDee Lamb is out for the Green Bay Cowboys game. That is worth noting. Back to the Dolphins, Jets. We have 25-25. Like we said, a close game. Jets +2.5 is the play. The total 45.5. Let's see where it's at right now. 44.5, which would be an over. So taking the over. Game is gross. Game is gross. That's what I've been told. Oh, yeah, except that is a good point. That is a good point. And finally, Monday, we have the Broncos beating the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Joe Burrow is still out. Though Jake Browning put up a pretty good performance last week, if I am not mistaken. Bengals? Let's see. What did they do? What was last week? Let's take a look. And ladies and gentlemen, this show is going to be improving and improving. Let's see. Taking a look at the app on my phone itself. Jake Browning, a turnover machine. Yeah, 48 to 10 loss. Running around, wasn't able to catch last week's game, and there's so many games to be looking at. And for the 21 people up in here, thank you very much. Right now, we have the Broncos beating the Bengals, moving on, and how you can see it right here. This is what the app has for, and let's trim these for some of the outright picks. Commanders, we're going to take off and say, take the points. The Bills, that's a winner, but the odds are not a great payout. So this, let's see. These are your pre-snap pre-game picks for this Sunday and tomorrow night for the NFL. I believe that is all that we have to cover. We can go and do a live look at all of the stats so you guys can take a look and do a review. Wanted to get to the picks first. Defensive points allowed. This is the trend right here. We know the game with the Bills. This right here is the offensive points breakdown for the Titans-Texans game. And that, let's see. We can just hide this here. I'm going to blow this up so you guys can take a look. This is the picks. Buffalo taking the points here. So I wouldn't say yes. Remove that. Carolina, Philadelphia, Houston, Detroit. Taking the points, teasing the spread with Jacksonville. Let's remove that. Baltimore, big game alert, like Sully said. That is going to be Baltimore taking it to the Chiefs. Green Bay beating Dallas with CeeDee Lamb out. And Denver beating the Cincinnati Bengals, which right now let's see where that is. Right now at -7.5, the Broncos taking the money line, I believe, is the pick. Let's go over what that Monday night game is. The Jets game is going to be sloppy as well. The bet is to take the over at right now 44.5 if you're looking to make a bet on that game. Let's see. Moving on. Avoid the spread because -7.5 is way too much. We think the app believes that the Bengals are going to keep it closer than 7.5. The best bet is the Broncos money line. Like I said, sharp play would be teasing Broncos down to -1.5. Lean on the total with an under is being the logical play. You guys can see that pretty well, actually, now. Packers minus 3.5. Oh, you can see that really well. We should have been doing this the whole time. Betting the under 44.5 for the Green Bay Dallas game. That is the pick. Green Bay with a 76% probability of taking this game. 75.8. The sharp bet here would be, like we said earlier, teasing the line with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fantastic. All right. And with 16 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is enough time. We went through all of the picks, unless my producers say that there is something else that we have to review. Let's do a live look at where the game is with 20 seconds at the Minnesota 23. The Minnesota Vikings have the ball. Clock is ticking down. 14 seconds left. They're at the Minnesota 36 now. So we will see. See if they can. They're probably going to go for a field goal. Try to push this into overtime. We will see. Those are your picks for week 4 of the NFL with 15 minutes to go to kick off. That is your pre-snap pre-game. I'm your host for this afternoon, Paisan_4. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Check out PreSnap.app, available now in the App Store for free. There is a premium version available as well. You get access to all season NFL statistics, analysis, and like I said, in week 6, unveiling the forecasting model based on the historical performances of the teams throughout the season of 2025. This is the pre-snap pre-game. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great NFL Sunday. I will see you later.